Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Before we begin this video, please leave a like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Hello everyone, this is Straight to the Point Tech. I'm back again with another video, and for today's video, we are going to be testing out the power of my RTX 5080 rig. Now, I did record a video about a week ago, or maybe going on 2 weeks, about the 5070 Ti rig that I got built at the Micro Center here locally. However, though, I did go and swap the GPU and exchange it for a RTX 5080, which is a little bit more future-proof and more powerful. But anyways, I wanted to record this video to show you all what kind of frames per second I was getting. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. All right, so as you all can see here, I have Doom Eternal, running in the background. So if you guys can look in the top left corner, I have MSI Afterburner running, as well as Riva Tuner. So I wanted to show you all what kind of frames per second I was getting. Now, right now, you can see, if you look at where it says Vulkan, I'm currently getting about 33 to 335, etc., frames per second. Now, I did tune Riva Tuner and MSI Afterburner to display my 1% lows, my frame rate and frame times. And for some reason, MSI Afterburner and Riva Tuner has been buggy lately. Like, sometimes it'll show my GPU power, like I have it named. Like, as you can see right there where it says Ryzen 7 9800X3D, my CPU is running at 30%. But for some reason, when I, add my GPU information, it doesn't show up. So information is showing up here and there. I try to reduce the size in Riva Tuner, but I'm not sure what's going on. So it's just really weird. But all right, so as you can see, yeah, I'm running Doom Eternal in the background. I'm averaging about 330 plus frames per second. No tearing, no slowdowns or anything like that. Very smooth, fluid gameplay. The RTX 5080 is an extremely powerful GPU. Now, I want to show you what kind of settings that I have running on Doom Eternal. So if I go to settings, excuse me, why am I calling this Eternal? Doom Dark Ages. I want to show you all what kind of settings I have running in the Doom Dark Ages. Okay, so currently right now I have it on window mode full screen. Now, if you all wanted to know what kind of monitor this was, this is the Asus SG27 ACD&G. Now, this released about 6 months ago, so this is an Asus OLED, a glossy panel. I did previously have the MSI 271 QPX, which is a phenomenal monitor. It's a QD OLED, right? However, though, it was kind of a matte finish, even though online they were saying that it isn't a matte finish. It was a matte finish, and I'm a glossy panel fan when it comes to displays, so yeah, but we could talk about that in a whole other video. But I have my resolution set to 1440p. Mind you, this monitor does cap out a maximum resolution of 1440p, and I have the refresh rate set to 360 hertz, aka frames per second. I got VSync on, and everything else is pretty much cookie cutter. I don't use chromatic aberration, or I don't use film grain. I don't use motion blur. Now I have DLSS upscaler enabled, and I have DLSS super resolution set to balance. Frame generation set to 4x, because I just really want to see what kind of power I got with that. And I'm also going to turn it off to see what kind of power I can get. And then, of course, NVIDIA reflex mode and HDR is off. All right. So, yes, as you can see, I'm averaging about 320 plus frames per second. Right now, as you can see here, I'm just fighting an enemy. The frames per second seem to be consistent. I mean, I gotta mess with Riva Tuner and MSI Afterburner some more, so I can know what my 1% lows is, because it's kind of like annoying not knowing what the 1% lows are, or the average FPS, etc. So yeah, but this is Doom Eternal. I mean, excuse me, why do I keep calling it Doom Eternal? Doom Dark Ages running, and I mean, it looks really good. Visually, 1440p is great. A lot of people have a problem with 1440p and having it as a monitor, and I just want to let you all know that 1440p is and will always be up there with 4K. Now, you're probably like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? So when I say that, you can't really tell a visual differences, right? So don't get gypped out of your money, you know. So I really want to pause it real quick. So here's the thing. When you're buying a PC gaming monitor, right, or if you want to use a monitor for your console, right, 1440p is a sweet spot. Now, a lot of consoles and even PCs that claim to do 4K, a lot of the times it depends on your GPU, right? What kind of GPU you got, if you can max out at 4K or get 1440p gaming. But a lot of the times also developers only optimize the visual display to max out at 1440p, which is 2K. When we're talking about 4K display wise, as far as monitors go, a lot of the times what happens is it does this texture upscaling rendering kind of technology, right? So you're not getting true 4K. For example, the base PS5 is not a true 4K console. Even the PS5 Pro is really not a true 4K console. Same with the Xbox Series X. 1440p is a sweet spot, but they promote it as 4K because it's a selling point and it uses checkerboarding technology, which gives you, you know, the idea that it's 4K, but it's really not. You really need a strong, powerful GPU to produce 4K visuals. Like, so right now I got the 5080. I'm sure I could get 4K in a lot of games, but really it's probably checkerboarding technology. But 1440p is the sweet spot. And then again, it also depends on what type of cable you are using. So for PC, I recommend using DisplayPort cables. For TVs, I recommend using HDMI. You can only use DisplayPort and HDMI for monitors and PC gaming, and then HDMI, of course, for 4K TVs. Now, keep in mind, there are some TVs that utilize DisplayPort technology, but the consoles don't. So yes, just keep that in mind as well. All right, now, as you can see, I'm currently playing Hogwarts Legacy. Now, if you look in the top left corner where it says D12, and I'm assuming it's per game basis. I'm not sure how MSI Claw works. It could be per game basis. I could be wrong. But as you can see, if you look in the top left corner, I'm getting around 230 plus frames per second. Now, keep in mind, this will go up depending on where I am. But also, I did set my GPU to only max out 4 frames per second under. So this monitor, it supports 360 frames per second. Of course, this is a 5080 GPU, so it can go beyond that. But I did cap it, so you know I don't experience any stuttering or anything. But as you can see, I mean, the game looks great. Running it, you know, at ultra settings, ray tracing and everything on right now. So I just wanted to let you all know that. Game looks phenomenal. Very, very, very good. Very, you know, colorful. Textures look great. No stuttering or anything. So yeah, I just wanted to let you all, you know, and what was, you know, what Hogwarts Legacy was looking like. And you know, again, I just am doing these tests for you all on this channel. But again, it looks good. No stuttering, no issues here, or no problems. I mean, I really, really, really love what NVIDIA has done with the 50 series. I know the 50 series GPUs get a lot of hate. And yes, you know, pricing is just ridiculous when it comes to GPUs right now, especially on the NVIDIA side of things. But that's because, you know, right now, the political climate we're in and tariffs and stuff, you know, it's just price gouging going on because they know consumers are really desperate to get what they really want and they'll pay for whatever. So, you know, it's unfortunate. But the 5080 does extremely well. So I just wanted to show you all, you know, what it looked like and, you know, the frames per second I was getting. All right, now, as you can see here, I have Spiderman Remastered running. So I'm currently getting about 200, you know, frames per second plus, averaging about 200 to 219, 220 max. As you can see, game is moving very fluid, no issues here. Actually, this is one of my favorite games as far as visuals. I feel like they did an amazing job with this game, graphics wise. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, granted, this is PC, and that's the thing, you know, with PC versus console, right? With, you know, PC, obviously, you're going to get better graphical fidelity. You're going to get better everything, you know, because you have a dedicated central processing unit, which is a CPU. and a dedicated graphic processing unit, which is the GPU. So you have both things doing, you have both chips doing different things, or, you know, whatever you want to call them. So, I mean, you're going to get maximum performance. Slap that in with a pretty monitor. Doesn't have to be OLED, but, you know, slap it in with 120 hertz minimum monitor. I mean, you're golden. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna, you know, quit this because I'm not trying to play this and do the mission or anything, but I really just wanted to show y'all, you know, how amazing this game looks. Now, it doesn't do it any justice, you know, as far as, me just, you know, playing the game and just telling y'all the game looks amazing. Like, color wise, saturation wise, I mean, this game looks beautiful. I wouldn't want to have it any other way, you know. OLED is the way to go, but definitely if you can, you know, get something else, I mean, go for it. You know, I would never, you know, tell anybody to get something that is out of their range or league or whatever. But yeah, so again, I'm in the city. I'm averaging about 100 and something frames per second. Now, again, I have my frames per second capped, so I don't want to, you know, cap out. Excuse me, I have my frames per second capped. I don't want to cap out the frames per second, meaning I don't want to push it to 360 frames per second, because again, you know, I don't want to work my GPU harder than it has to work, and you know, I also don't want to work my CPU as hard. So this is really good for me. 200 frames per second is a sweet spot. Anything above 360 hertz, I feel like is overkill, but it just all depends on your preference. You know, I can't knock anybody for, you know, liking what they like. But yes, ladies and gents, this brings this video to an end. I'm going to be doing more videos because I'll be showing y'all, you know, multiple games and, you know, what things look like. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all support. More videos to come. This is Straight to the Point Tech. Again, please leave a like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. Leave a comment in the comment section letting me know what you would like to see next, what games tested. If you have any questions about the RTX 5080 build, you know, what it looks like or whatever the case may be, check out, you know, my 5070 Ti video, because again, that was the original GPU I had. Let me know what you think. But I appreciate you all for the support and sticking with me. This is Straight to the Point Tech. I'm out. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. Peace.